Welcome guys. Today I am going to show you the top 5 best modern post-apocalyptic games. Before we begin, please like and subscribe to my channel. Now, let's jump into the video. At number 5 spot, we have Wasteland 2. Wasteland 2 came out in 2014, which is a sequel to the 1988 Wasteland video game. This is a post-apocalyptic RPG title that follows the events of a nuclear war between the United States and the Soviet Union. Long after the destruction of the world, thanks to the nuclear war, the game is following a ranger squad as you venture through the world. You attempt to keep your group safe, but also meeting a slew of people along the way, which will come with difficult decisions. The first Wasteland title had plenty of choices and consequences. And that's something that the developers brought along with the sequel, which you can dive into right now, and even its successor, Wasteland 3. Although more people seem to enjoy Wasteland 2 a bit more. Next, number 4. Frostpunk. Frostpunk is a bit different in terms of a post-apocalyptic video game from this list. While most games focus on zombies or some type of otherworldly diseases that takes most of humanity out, there is nothing like that in Frostpunk. Instead, we are given a volcanic winter that has turned the world into a tundra. Here players are given an RTS game where your job is to lead a group of civilians into new territory. This is centered around a massive coal generator. The new town can thrive by keeping the generator powered, allowing the area to not only stay warm, but also provide power. From there, it's about building up the city with homes and resource deposits, among other useful buildings, such as hospitals. However, this is a tough game, as you'll need to ensure that there are enough resources available to keep everyone happy and the generator running. This means making some tough decisions, such as sending out a group to find some resources out in the wild. If you can't keep the town's inhabitants happy and filled with resources, then you might have a mutiny that will be able to run the town successfully. Next, number 3. Rage 2. Fans of the first Rage video game can find Rage 2 available to play on modern platforms today. Within the game, players are tossed into a post-apocalyptic world that has killed the majority of humanity thanks to an asteroid that struck the Earth. Meanwhile, players will be settling in on the role of a ranger, where you're constantly battling all sorts of scum and enemies that are bringing nothing but havoc to the world. Fortunately, you'll have a wide range of weaponry, vehicles, and even some useful power abilities that make your battle for humanity's survival a bit easier.
Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony. Left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone, I've been high. I've been high. Lately I've been I wanna know what nobody knows. I wanna go where nobody goes. I lost my way, but I found my fighter's destiny. I don't wanna look back now.
Next, number 2. Far Cry: New Dawn. This is a standalone sequel to Far Cry 5. Taking place after a nuclear disaster, players are wandering into Hope County once again, which has experienced a super bloom. Now with the land shifted and changed from the destruction, the natural forest take over, players are forced into battling a new foe that has emerged. With bandits taking over control of Hope County, players will once again have a battle on their hands to keep the civilians safe from another tyrannical regime. With that said, if you're familiar with Far Cry 5, you can expect the same style of gameplay mechanics, with the title mainly being based around an FPS. But again, the land masses have shifted a bit and offer players a new look at the game map. Finally, number 1. The Walking Dead Definitive Edition. The Walking Dead came out before last-generation console platforms, but with that said, there is the Definitive Edition, which recently launched. Telltale Games was a major player in the adventure game genre, and while things didn't last for the studio before they were closed down initially, the studio did manage to bring out a pretty incredible video game series into the marketplace. The Walking Dead is arguably their biggest video game series to date, which likely helped since The Walking Dead was already a worldwide massive hit for the comic book and television series. Regardless, this video game installment, in particular, follows a new group of characters that get swept up in the pandemic. Players are taking the role of Lee, a man who comes across a young little girl named Clementine that is alone during the zombie apocalypse. Taking the little girl in, the duo begins a hunt to find a safe city, although the world is far from a safe place, with hostile creatures and humanity that is looking out strictly for themselves. This definitive edition offers some enhancements to the visuals while also packing the entire series for The Walking Dead together. So you're getting to see Clementine throughout the entire journey, from start to finish, along with some spin-off stories included in the mix as well.